Hey guys, welcome back. Last week I reviewed the Zhiyun Smooth 4 and it turned out to be a 17 minutes video, which is my longest video so far. I've got superb response on it with thousands of views and hundreds of likes, but it might be a little long for some people. So this week I trimmed down that video to remove the tutorial-ish parts, and what remains is just the review of all the features with demos. If you want to watch the review plus tutorial version, click on the I in the top right corner of the screen right now or look for the link in the description box below. Enjoy! If gadget reviews, DIY projects, and life hacks are your thing, then consider subscribing to my booth and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the action. Now, smartphones nowadays are equipped with excellent cameras and they're capable of shooting some really high quality videos and photos. And with the right companion, those capabilities can be dialed up on a serious level. And that is where the Zhiyun Smooth 4 comes into the picture. With some stunning features like long exposure, object tracking, and vertigo, this thing will completely change the way you shoot, whether you're an amateur vlogger, YouTube creator, or a professional. Let's do a quick unboxing and I'll jump straight into all the amazing features it has to offer. So here is the box. Inside we have this really cool classy looking box which kind of feels like styrofoam but doesn't crumble like one. Look at that. Looks like a full-on shooting weapon, pun intended. So this is a USB-C cable for charging the gimbal, and then there is a small wide-based tripod that Zhiyun sends along, pretty neat. And then we have the gimbal. It seems a little bulky in size, but the good part is the handle gives a very firm grip. And for its size, it seems quite lightweight, but doesn't seem to compromise on the quality in any way. You can straight away notice this whole control panel full of buttons over here alongside this wheel, and it can be a little overwhelming at first, but stay tuned as I walk you through each and every feature. It can support almost every phone out there, and the holder is also universal, so you don't have to worry about it not fitting your phone. Once it is in the holder successfully, you can check to see if it is balanced horizontally. If it is falling to one side, you can simply loosen the screw back here and pull out the arm slightly until it is balanced. And now we turn it on by pressing the power button and it will spring into action. Now when gimbals initially came into the picture, their whole point was to stabilize the phone and smoothen out any shakes or movements in the video, and you would be using your default camera of the phone, which the Zhiyun Smooth 4 is more than capable of doing. But with the ZY Play app from Zhiyun, you can control all the advanced options of the camera right here from this control panel without having to touch your phone screen. So the first thing would be to connect the gimbal to the phone, which we can simply do by entering the ZY Play app, and with the phone's Bluetooth turned on, tap on connect device and it will bring up a list of available devices. It will automatically detect the one which is in range, which of course in this case is the Zhiyun Smooth 4, and tap on it and it will connect and launch the camera. Now, one thing you need to know is that you can't really control any of the features by clicking on the phone screen once it is connected, other than File Library, Home, and Tracking button. But that shouldn't be a problem since everything can be controlled from right here. The wheel is multifunction. It can be used to navigate in between options by rotating it clockwise or anti-clockwise, and it also has 4 buttons on each side for different settings. The big wheel on the left side can be used to zoom in and out of the scene, and if you press the target button, the wheel can be used now to change focus of the scene. Below this, we have the switch between the pan follow and lock mode. In the pan follow mode, the phone will pan sideways when you turn the gimbal, but not up and down. It's good for times when you want to follow an object that is moving around you, but you don't want to point the phone up or down. In the lock mode, the phone will stay focused in one position and not move no matter where you turn the gimbal handle. This is perfect if you want to keep the phone pointing in one direction and if the shot requires you panning the phone up or down or sideways, but not tilting the phone. On the back, we have another toggle switch. When you press the down section, it enters the full follow mode. That means whichever direction you turn the gimbal, the phone will pan in that direction, including tilting the phone up or down. This is great for recording with front camera where you want to keep the camera pointing towards you even if you raise or lower the gimbal. The upper part of the switch activates the phone go mode. Basically, the motors will stiffen up and now the phone will swiftly move in any direction you point the gimbal. This is great for those times when you want to move the phone between two objects quickly or if you want to create a neat transition in your video like this. For example, right now I'm indoors and now I'm outside. Of course, we'll have to do the editing with an application, but it's pretty cool nevertheless. In lock mode, if you want to point the phone in a specific direction, you can either move it manually to the desired position or hold the up or down button behind, turn the phone to your desired position, and then release the button, and the phone will stay pointed in that direction. This is a neat feature that makes up for the absence of a joystick. Last but not least, below the power button, we have this neat long LED which indicates the battery status of the gimbal. And let me tell you, it will outlast your phone battery when operating for long times. It can last up to 12 hours. In scene, you can select a walking or motion. If you're going to be recording a video while walking slowly, then select walking. If you're going to be moving fast or running, then select motion, and the Smooth 4 will adjust the motor sensitivity and responsiveness accordingly. Here is a video while walking, and here is one while running. I really can't tell if switching between motion and walking is making a difference, but the videos are very stable in general. Now coming back to the camera settings. The first one is 180 degrees panorama. Simply press the photo button and the camera gimbal will automatically move the camera to the starting position and then move it 180 degrees, taking multiple shots and then stitch them to make one panoramic picture. This is great for landscapes. Here are some examples. Next is 3 by 3 pano. When you press the photo button, the gimbal will take 9 pictures in total, 3 facing down, 3 facing straight, and 3 facing up, and then stitch them all together to make one big picture, like this. And let me give you a small tip. All these features, especially the ones related to photos and not videos, they only work best if it is set on a tripod and not handheld. Next is multiple exposure. This is for achieving that blurred effect of moving objects. When you turn this on, you press the photo button once and then you'll notice everything leaving a blur in the scene. What you have to do is press the photo button again once and it will snap a shot. Here are a few examples. Next is long exposure. This is suitable for dark scenes. Press the photo button once and you can see any moving light will leave a continuous trail. So you leave it for as much time as you want and then press the photo button again. It's great for photographing roads at night where you will get these continuous trails of car lights, or if you have the patience, you can try pointing it towards the sky and getting a long exposure shot of the stars and the moon. However, the picture quality drops in the long exposure and multiple exposure if you compare it with what your default camera can do in dark. The light trails are sharp, but the remaining part of the pictures become a little blurry. Next is slow motion. Now this works only if you have slow motion recording built into your phone. When you turn it on, you have to press the photo button to start slow-mo recording and not the video button. Here is an example. Next up, time lapse. Pretty much the standard time lapse as your phone would have, but here you can control it a little more. Here is an example. Next up is motion time lapse. Now this is a really neat feature. In this, the gimbal will move the phone slowly from one point to the other while recording a time lapse video. So what you do is move the phone manually to the starting position and press the enter button once. Then move it to the ending position and press enter again. Just to let you know, this mode is not only limited to two waypoints. You can select multiple points and it will move through all of them in the selected course of time, including zooming in and out. Here are a few examples. The final mode we have is vertigo. Now this is one of the coolest effects you might have seen in videos and always wondered how they did it. Well, at least I did that. In the ZY Play app, you can set the parameters and the app will do the rest for you. And this is how the finished video looks. Really cool and my favorite function so far. Coming to object tracking, you can press this little icon down here and then drag your finger across the screen to select the object you want to track. It will highlight it. Now you can start recording and the phone will move wherever the object moves. This is a great feature for vloggers. You can just lock it on your face and then you can freely move the gimbal around, not having to worry about the camera not pointing at you. However, this feature does have a few bugs and doesn't work as well as I expected. Sometimes it can start acting as if it has a mind of its own and move all around the place. You can access all the files while clicking on the library icon, and from here you can either store them into the phone's gallery or delete them. There is also a built-in video editor in the Zhiyun app from where you can combine multiple clips, add audio, filters, etc. and save it to your phone. Well, that is pretty much all this gimbal has to offer, and let me tell you, this is the longest I've had to talk about a gadget. Just a few things worth mentioning. One, you can tilt the phone this way, and the gimbal will go into standby mode. It will still be connected and turned on, but the motors will be relaxed, hence extending the battery life. And you can simply turn the phone sideways to turn it on again. You can also place your phone in vertically by simply loosening the screw behind the phone holder, twisting the holder, and then tightening it again. At any time, you can press the lower button on the back twice to reset the gimbal's position. There's a micro USB port here, which I think might be for charging the phone that is mounted on it. At least this is how it was on Doublet Regeet gimbal, which I reviewed earlier. To conclude, for $140, this thing is loaded with super awesome features. I did have some bugs along the way. Once or twice, the buttons would become non-responsive on the gimbal, even though the phone was connected. I had to exit and relaunch the app to connect. And once it stopped automatically during a motion time lapse video. I think the app needs some adjustments to be made, and hopefully Zhiyun will take care of it soon. Other than that, the build quality is good, the app is comprehensive, battery life is fantastic. It is a tool equally helpful for amateurs and professionals alike. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'll leave a link in the description box below in case you want to check it out. Thanks a lot to Zhiyun Tech for sending me this gimbal. I'm sure I'll be using it a lot in my future videos. That's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button below. Click here to subscribe to my booth for more gadget reviews, life hacks, and facts. If you want to watch another super awesome gimbal review, click here or click here to see what the internet wants you to watch. And as always, thanks for watching.